Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good morning, whatever time it is that it happens to be. I realized yesterday that there was a need for re-explaining what I got going on with my fine art prints here on my website. So, before the big fall sale ends, which ends tonight at midnight, um, which gets you 25% off, by the way, I wanted to show you a little bit more about my fine art prints and what that means. So, if you go to my webpage, this is what comes up. If you scroll down to fine art prints, it brings you here to this page. And once you get here, when you find an image you like, you click on that image. And here's the image. We can get a little closer view. This is an example of what it would look like printed on smooth fine art paper. The thing is about all of that, we can print it on canvas. We can print it on metal white gloss. We can print it on metal white matte, on wood, on acrylic. So there's these other options that are here that are hard to know exactly what they are. Now, granted, if you click on there, you can get a little detailed view with some examples in this video. However, uh, I would like to take a moment to share with you how some of these look in person. So if excuse me, here we go. So you get an idea about what the canvas looks like. Let's make that guy small. How do we make that one small? All right, all right, all right, all right. Pause, rewind. We're going to pause right here at canvas. And we're going to make this one big. That did not make that one big. My screens are not doing what I want, what I want. My screens are not doing what I want, what I want. Okay. Oh, there we go. Hello, hello. Okay. So canvas print. So this is a drawing that I created. And here you can see it is printed on canvas. It's got the canvas texture. It's got a nice smooth coat over the top to give it a little bit of sheen, but not too much. It is wrapped around the edge of the canvas and actually comes with the ready to hang with the wire and the other tools needed to hang it. So canvas prints are not super unusual. People know about them, and it's an excellent way to get some artwork on your wall at a pretty decent price. If we continue on from there, because the canvas is pretty understandable. But yesterday I spoke with a lovely friend and client who needed to see the difference between some of the metals and the acrylics. So this is metal white gloss. Now you can see it has quite a glare on it. So if I wanted this to be in my office, for example, as a background behind my screen sharing, behind my Zoom meetings, it might actually reflect my computer screen right at the people who are watching. So the high gloss might not be good for some situations. Now, in other situations, that high gloss is going to add this like super chic, awesome, unique finish to it. And that is, again, this is the metal gloss, and it comes with this awesome float mount frame. All right, now in comparison, I shall show you what the metal matte looks like. Okay, so this is the metal matte, and very clearly does not have the same sheen and the same amount of reflectiveness that this metal has. It almost reads like paper, but it's super sleek on metal, beautifully crisp printed, and again has this floating mount on the back. So when it hangs on the wall, it will appear to float off the wall about half an inch. So again, this one may be better if it was going to go on a wall behind me during some phone calls in my office, for example, because it's not going to reflect my computer screen back into people's eyes. It's going to show the beautiful artwork. Uh, Here again, you can see the difference between the two. Uh, uh-oh, spaghetti-o. I seem to have frozen. And we're out. And we're back. Are we back? We're partially back. Let's see. We seem to have lost this feed. So let's remove that. And try again. Let's see. Add to stream. Nope. Let's try sharing that file again. All right. We just did the white metal matte. Again, that's this one, the white metal matte. And finally, the acrylic. So the acrylic also quite reflective, but it has this really incredible edge to it. So this is the 16th of an inch acrylic. And you end up getting a whole lot of depth with this, as opposed to the metal, which is a much flatter image. Both float off the wall. However, the acrylic has a bit more reflectiveness and depth to it. Now, this acrylic print specifically has been embellished, meaning I have gone through with alcohol inks and added color to parts on top of this print after it was printed. Therefore, you can see if you compare it to this smaller, let's get rid of this for a moment. Blocking my own screen here. It's not helpful. All right. So if I compare the acrylic to the metal, not only can I see the reflection of the whole neighborhood, but I can also see how on the acrylic one, I have changed the color slightly. I've adjusted the colors. I've added a bit more to it. So that makes this an embellished print. It is a one of a kind. It cannot be ordered on my website as a fine art print, but rather a limited edition print. And the difference again is that this one, after having drawn it and gotten it printed on this awesome acrylic fine art print, I then added some alcohol inks on top to make it into a whole new unique piece of artwork. Again, so those are the different mediums that I have to share. Again, the matte metal one has a totally different look than the glossy metal. Depending on where you'll be putting these, it makes a big difference if you want a glossy finish or not. And this guy right here, the canvas print, also has a different feel to it. It's sort of in between the matte and the glossy as far as sheen is concerned. It's not quite as fancy or modern of a look. I should say not fancy, but modern of a look as the metal float frame is. There is there is a um, there is a few other options on my website when you go to my fine art print. So if you're looking at it here, you can see that it also has wood. Uh, let's make that bigger for you. The wood, the wood grain on here shows through where it's clear. Excuse me, where it's white. So it's bringing a little bit more of a rustic look to the piece of artwork. Um, that would be a wood print. It's a much softer print too. It's not as crispy. I don't know. The word crispy seems to work for me right now. It's not as crispy. There's not as high a contrast when it comes printed on wood as there is when it's on metal or acrylic or even on paper. Um, and finally, the newest little addition I have right now to my website are some art gifts. So I do have some phone cases that are available. And once you click on phone cases, of course, this might not be the phone case that's for you, but if you click then on options, you can change up which phone, you can select which phone you have and which phone case you might need. And once you've selected which phone case you have, you still then have further choices. Do you want it to be a premium glossy snap case or a matte snap case or a premium glossy tough case or a premium matte tough case? So there are lots of options within the cell phone gifting art gifts. I also have these ornaments now that I'm offering. These are porcelain ornaments. They're printed on both sides. I personally believe that they could be beautiful works of art without a tree. Um, and the price point is kind of delightful just to have this little circular piece of porcelain hanging around your house. There's two different sizes of them, and uh, there's also another shape, I believe, although we seem to be stuck here. All of this is still in testing. So here we go. See, here we got the different shape. We got a heart, we got a snowflake, we got a star, and then the 2.775 diameter is the circle. Um, both of them are printed on both sides and super exciting. Then also metal ornaments, same similar idea as the porcelain ornaments, but metal, just similar to how these look, printed on metal. And the metal, again, if you click on options, once again, you end up with a bazillion different shapes that you can get printed. So this is another really interesting way to add, and you can change if you want it double-sided or single-sided, uh, depending on what shape you choose. It can bring a whole different look to any room. I, I, I really do not believe these have to be only for Christmas trees, although I think they will look glorious on Christmas trees. So that would be just a cool tag anyway. There we go. Those are the fine art print options. Those are the fine art print options that I have on shop.rachelgoldsmith.com right now. And thank you so much for saying that is gorgeous. I appreciate that. Um, make sure that you all know that our fall sale ends at midnight tonight. So use code FALL 2021 for 25% off all of these fine art prints as well as the rest of my artwork. Uh, so there are a whole bunch of different things that you can have going on. And if you have any questions further about what these might look like, or you want a closer look, please don't hesitate to reach out to me, because last night, the sale that went through became so much clearer. I mean, once you see them a little bit more personally, it's much easier to choose which option, whether it's acrylic or canvas or metal or paper, whatever might be right for you. And again, with the metal prints, there's the matte finish or the glossy finish that you're going to need to decide which one is right and best for you. And that's what I got going on right now. Um, an excellent way to affordably add art to your walls. Artists are meant to help inspire and make the world a little bit more beautiful. And I hope that you are able to find some delightful beauty in your world today. Have a good one.